everyone, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you are new. My name is Caitlin, I'm 29 and I live in the US and I love makeup. So today I'm going to be creating this look on my eyes for you using Lunar Beauty's Strawberry Dream palette. This is inspired by the new campaign from Morphe of the Oasis palette, which had Karen, aka I Love Sarai, as the face of the campaign. So if you're interested in learning how to use maybe some products you already have, or even if you did pick up the palette to get this gorgeous colorful look, keep on watching. Alright, so here is the palette we're working with today. If you have not yet seen the packaging, this is a raised up textured moon that you can feel. And then when we open it up, I believe this is his only palette to date that actually is scented. So it has a light strawberry scent to it, which I think is very pleasant. Here's the color story. So as the title says, this look is just inspired by the Morphe Oasis palette. In no way, shape, or form are these shades dupes for those. But I did see a lot of people saying that they felt like the Oasis palette could be more condensed, like there were a lot of shades that were virtually the same. So I feel like in a way this could be a nice little condensed version, and it has a lot of the pinks and the blues that the Oasis palette has, as well as some neutrals. Now if you are looking to get one or the other, the Oasis palette is definitely cheaper. That one is $25, whereas Lunar Beauty's palettes are typically $48. But I did pick this up on the Black Friday sale. This is actually the first time I'm using it as well, but I already know I love his formula. Got 30% off of this palette on Black Friday, which took it down to about $33. So between the $25 Morphe one and this one, it'd be about $8 or $9 more for this one, and I really prefer this formula instead. They've just got some of these stunning, like almost duochrome shades that I've never seen Morphe come out with. So I'm going to start with the shade Cloudy and just kind of put that everywhere as a base with my Morphe M441 brush. So as I said, guys, this is not a dupe for that palette, but I am trying to use what I already have in my collection instead of buying new things. I do really like I Love Sarai, who was the face of the campaign, aka Karen, but I don't really use blue a lot to begin with, and so adding more to my collection didn't really make sense, especially when I knew I just got this. I'm going to go ahead and take Skyline, which is slightly deeper, and put that just in the crease, the high end of my crease, closer to my brow bone. And if you've been watching my channel, you know the other reason I'm trying to reel back my spending is that I am trying to do some upgrades for my channel, and I did end up buying a new Mac desktop, and it actually just came last night and I set it up, and I love it so much already. So I'm very excited about that, but now I have to actually definitely follow through with not making as many purchases because I have payments and installments to make on my computer now. But as I say, I think this will give the same kind of vibe that that palette would give. I'm going to go now with Strawberry Moon. It's more of a deeper purple shade. I'm going to work that just into the outer V section. I'm switching over to a smaller M456 for that. Really hoping to get into trying some more new techniques this year too, guys. I'm really intrigued by the graphic liner trend going around. I haven't quite mastered it yet, so you haven't seen me do it on camera yet, but I'd really like to try to do it. And I bought a while ago a handful of these more like small, tiny paintbrush looking brushes. They're very small, like detail brushes from Morphe when they were having a sale. So I really do want to get more into some artistic things, and I don't know, not just like everyday looks. I'd like to do something a little bit more artistic. kind of taking the top part of this V and blending it a bit into my crease with that pink shade I'd done earlier, and I'm starting to fill in the V a little bit, but I'm not going too far into my lid because I am going to put a different shade on the lid there. Because I have hooded eyes too, I find a lot of times I'll open my eyes when I blend instead of closing, because I find sometimes I blend a bit too low with my hooded eyes and then you can't see it when I open it. So sometimes I'll just keep them open so I can see if I can actually see the shadow once I actually open my eyes. I think I want that outer V to even be a little bit deeper, a little bit smokier. So I'm going to go in with Storm Cloud here. It's probably the deepest shade here in the shadow. I'm not switching brushes, staying with the same thing. Just going to go in on top of that and add a little bit more depth. Ooh, yes, I do really like that. I don't know how much it's picking up on camera, but it just gives a nice little extra smokiness. Can you tell the difference between this side where I added it and this side where there's none? It just looks a little sharper, I think. Just gonna add that, I think, on the bottom portion and not go into the crease with this darker color. I almost didn't do my base first. I was a little worried about fallout, but like I say, even though I have not used this particular palette before, I have used Lunar Beauty in the past, and so I'm familiar with the formula, and as long as you tap the brush and any excess back into the pan, I generally don't find I have any issues with fallout here. Great, so I'm actually going to go with blue next, guys, and I'm going to put Blue Sky, the lighter of the two blue shades, on the inside portion of my eye. Go with a third brush here, an M506, to do that. Making sure again that I tap off, because this palette does actually say it is a color palette, not an eyeshadow palette, meaning it's pressed pigments. So we want to be careful. Maybe this would stick a little bit better with some concealer space, you know? I'm going to do that. I'm not going to totally make it a cut crease moment, but it's just not quite as vibrant as I want it to be. So I'm going to take a little concealer on a flat brush here, just to give that light blue a little something to stick to. I think that'll help us out a bit. Alright, let's give this another go now that we've got the concealer down. If I still don't like it in the future, I may try a white base instead. Yeah, I think that's helping a bit. I wanted the concealer there too, because the more I was thinking about it, if I were to just blend it into the crease, thinking with the blue and the pink that it might have blended and become a bit purple where they were meeting, and I wanted more of a distinct difference there between the pink and the blue. Things are not quite as vibrant as I want them to be up where the pink is, so I'm actually going to go in with Pink Flash, this very vibrant pink, just a little bit, and take that up against the blue. Then I'm going to return to the very first brush that I used just for the transition, just to blend out those edges on the top here. This is definitely more of a colorful and much more creative look than I normally come up with. But as I said, this was inspired by the Oasis palette, and I watched a few reviews and tutorials on that palette just to kind of get a vibe for what it looked like and to see what I might have that was similar. And this is kind of a combination of several different tutorials and looks that I saw. Okay, I think on the bottom I'm going to go with Sunset. I haven't used that shade yet. And I've got a little color switch here to wipe off my brush, but I'm going to use the M506 that I had used for the matte blue on the lid. As I'm applying this, I'm really liking the scent occasionally will catch me here, and I smell it, and it smells very good. Like I said, it's not overpowering like some things are. Like if you've been watching my channel a while, you know sometimes I complain about the Coty Airspun scent, the setting powder. It's not like that at all. I'm going to go back to that first brush that I used on the top for blending and transition shades and just blend out the bottom here a little bit. I'm going to go in again with that deepest Storm Cloud shade and just put a little bit of that only on the outer portion of the lower eye as well. Lower eye. The lower lash line is what I meant. Lower eye, like I have multiple eyes. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of glitter glue and I'm going to use, I guess, that same flat brush that I used for the concealer. And I'm going to put a little glitter glue here, just kind of in the center. I mean, it's not going to be perfectly centered. Kind of did this on an angle on purpose to go at an angle with this shade. So I'm going to try to follow that angle a little bit here where the two shades meet on both eyes, because I'm going to put something sparkly. You could certainly leave it just there if you wanted it on all matte eye look. Totally up to you. Here I'm going in with Blue Diamond, which is, it looks like a white base and then it's got blue reflect in it. Very pretty, very soft. I'm going to try to see if I can do it with the brush here instead of my hand. We shall see. Oh, that is icy. It's a very crumbly shade, so be careful. I'm going to take my hand here to help finesse it a little bit. And I'm taking it up quite high just again because I do have hooded lids and I want to still be able to enjoy and see it when I open my eyes. Trying to make sure I've got my diagonal here even on both sides. Whatever's left of that, I'm going to take my finger here and pop a bit on the inner corner as well. It's really popping on camera here now. So because this is a pretty intense eye look we've got going here, I'm going to put a little bit of liner and a lash on, as well as a lip and mascara and all of that, and I'll be back for the finished look. Alright guys, so here is the finished look. So let me tell you what I added here. So I have these Ardell Wispies I got from Sally Beauty on clearance for $2.49. They're in style 701. They're just little wispies that are flared out a bit more on the ends. I put in the LA Girl Neon Eyeliner in my waterline in shade Fresh. And then I also put this lip on. I found this online. It's a liquid lipstick. The actual brand is called like No Brand or No Label or something like that. And they don't have shade numbers, but this is in shade, or they don't have shade names rather, but they have numbers. So this is number 944F44. So I hope you guys liked this little tutorial using the Strawberry Dream palette inspired by the Morphe Oasis palette. No, it's not exactly the same. I hope you're not disappointed by it not being new products, but that's just what I need to do. This was really fun. This is so out of my comfort zone, and I do think it looks good. I think the color looks great. It popped really well. I love the separation between the matte blue and the matte pink. I really love the icy bluey silver duochrome across the lid diagonally like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should I do more colorful looks? Are you guys done with the neutrals? Let me know what you'd like to see. I'll be coming with more content soon to you. And of course, if you've made it this far and you haven't yet, I would love if you'd consider clicking the subscribe button and giving this video a thumbs up. I always want to talk to you guys about makeup. I love having conversations about it down in the comments with you guys and would love to see you join the conversation below. with that, guys, I am going to wrap up this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!